Find something to be grateful for every day that you wake up. Hello, welcome back to my 90 days of lessons from me for me to you. And today is day 40, which means that we are 5 days away from being halfway through these series, which is technically 3 days away from being halfway through these series because I missed like 3 days or two or 3 days. I don't remember, somewhere there. But today's lesson is find something to be grateful for every day that you wake up. And this is a lesson that I've been practicing for about 2 years now, at least 2 years now. And it's like every morning I wake up, I say, I thank God. I'm like, thank God for allowing me to see another day. Thank God for waking me up today. And, whether you're a religious person or not, I feel like it's just so important to be able to be thankful for the fact that you just woke up. Because, a lot of people didn't get the chance to wake up. A lot of people, before you even woke up, passed away. Some, right as you woke up, passed away. You never know what's going on in somebody else's life. And it's not to say that, you should be privy or hyper fixated on the fact that other people are dying. I know that's a pretty morbid thing to say. But, it also does come with the fact that, you just need to be thankful for the fact that you just woke up. Something as simple as that. And it can bring so much joy to your life, right? Because you can be going through so much. And again, I'm going to say this not to belittle things that you're going through, but it kind of puts it into perspective for you. Like, especially here in America, I feel like we're kind of prone to complaining about things, maybe some things that aren't worth complaining about, to be honest with you. But, it is a thing that we do. And especially my generation, I'm not going to be one of those boomers like, oh, Gen Z complains about everything. I'm 23. I'm Gen Z. Gen Z complains about everything. I'm not going to be one of those people that says that. Or the younger generation love to complain. But I will admit that I have found in the past that, I'll speak to some friends or just some people or, people I don't know. Maybe I'll just speak to them in passing or I'll just, I'll just check on them and be like, yo, what's going on? Like, how you doing? And I hear them complain. And I'm like, you're complaining about the most asinine shit right now. Like, that's such a non-factor to complain about. Like, just, if you're going to complain about it, just fix it. Like, it's just that there's some things that if you're going to, the time that you take to complain about it, you could solve it. You could fix it. You could get it done, get it out the way, right? And I feel like if we look at things from the perspective of, dude, I get to complain about this thing. And it's not like, oh, I get to complain about it. It's just like you have the luxury of complaining about something so minuscule, right? A lot of people in the world, again, putting it relative to your own life, there's real shit they got to complain about, bro. They got to complain about, look at Gaza. They got to complain, they got to worry about being bombed. They gotta worry about being bombed every day. They gotta worry about food. They gotta worry, literally, food, water, and shelter, the most basic human rights. They gotta worry about that shit. Why? Because some fuck ass country. Now, we're not gonna get into this shit because that's not what this video is about. But it's like when you think, and not even to say you need to think about the extreme, because I feel like that is an extreme of it. It's a reality, but it's an extreme. It's the idea that, just think about where you are and the things that you have and what's going on, because I'm very prone to complaining about shit that don't need to be complained about, bro. I ain't gonna cap to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm very prone to it. Like, for the past, year, 2 years, year and a half, I've wanted a car. And I graduated last year, and my graduation gift was supposed to be a car. But for some reason or another, it didn't end up happening. And to this day, it still has not happened. And I'm, I felt some type of way about it because, I worked, I put my own money aside, blah, 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 XYZ, and it just never panned out. And I still talk about it and still want to get a car, and I will be getting a car. But it's like, if I complain about that for a year straight, bro, I got a car. There's a car in my driveway. There's a drivable car that doesn't take expensive maintenance, doesn't take expensive shit on it. I can just, bro, it's a Honda. It's a Honda Easy. I could boot that bitch up and it'll drive. It's 160,000 miles. That bitch just started. I got another 160 to go. So, it's just thinking about those things and being relative and thinking about where you are and the things that you complain about. Because I could be complaining about not having that car for so long. Like, I wanted a sports car, and I like cars. I like cars. I like fast cars. I like cars that look nice. But it's like thinking to myself, and I'm like, if I'm thinking about and worrying about that car so much when I have, it's like, it's not like I'm without. It's not like I'm without. Like, I have a car. I'm blessed. There's a lot of people out there that don't have a car, And there's also the fact that I get to wake up every single day and chase my dreams. I get to wake up every single day, pick up my phone, record a video. I get to wake up every single day, get around my, honestly, this is not a flex or anything. totaling the price of everything that's right here at this like desk setup, this monitor was, I got these bitches on sale. I ain't gonna cap you. Everything here I got on sale for the PS5. I got rinsed for that fucking PS5 because this was like 22 sophomore year, 22. Yeah, I got rinsed for this fucking PS5. Monitor, like I think 40, or realistically it was like $80. This monitor I think was like 250, but I paid like one something for it because it was on Prime Day. PC, the parts. This is honestly like over $1,000 PC, but I got this bitch for like, I don't know, probably 800. I call it like a $1,200 PC. And then the PS5, we're not gonna talk about the price of that. That bitch was $900. That bitch was $900. Not just the PS5. I got shit with it too, but that's still crazy. That's still crazy. They was like, oh, we're not sending it without the bundle. But that's not important. That's not why we're here today. But it's like thinking about those things, and it's like, dude, you have so much. What is there to complain about? You know, there's people out there that don't have these things, and they're not complaining. They're not complaining. When I lived back home in Jamaica, I didn't have any of this shit. I was a kid. Sure, I had a good life. I could go outside. I had health. I had strength. You know, we were doing well off. Like, you know, the thing is, growing up, we were poor. I didn't know we were poor. I didn't know we were poor because I woke up every single day and I enjoyed my life. I went outside. I played. I came inside. I watched TV. My dad allowed me to live the life of a kid. And that's something for me to be grateful for. That is something for me to be grateful for. I have my parents who supported me throughout college. That is something for me to be grateful for. So if your parents supported you through college, be grateful for that. If you made it through college, be grateful for that. I am fortunate enough to the point where I'm going into a doctorate program. That is something to be grateful for. That is a lot to be grateful for because they only accept like what, 60 people out of like 6,000? And I'm one of those 60, that's a lot to be grateful for. So it's just thinking about the things in the perspective of where you are and what you should complain about, what you shouldn't complain about. Like I saw this video earlier of this guy, and you know, he's making a little series. He's like, oh, like something, like he was like waiting tables, something waiting. That's the name of the series. And he went into work. He thought he was going to be waiting that night, but he was the closing bartender. Believe me, that shit sucks. Being the closer fucking sucks. I'm a closer every fucking night. That just sucks. It's just ass. But he locked his car. He locked his keys in the car. So this means that after going into work, realizing that the shift he thought he was going to work, he's not, and he's closing, and his keys are in his car. What did he do? Did he complain about it? Nah, he was just like, you know what? I get to complain about the fact that my keys are locked in my car. I get to complain about the fact that I get to go into work and not be able to do what I want to do. In terms of, you know, the spot that he wanted to work that night. He wanted to wait tables, not be a bartender. But it's like, if you think about it, especially coming from me, there's people out there who ain't got no jobs. But the job market sucks. You know how many jobs I applied to before I had to come back home and have a hookup, give me this job? I mean, jobs I had to apply for this shit. And then, you know, you get to go outside, call the locksmith. Sure, it sucks, you gotta pay for that shit. But be like, yeah, my keys are in my car. But it's just thinking about the things and the perspective of where you are. And I really hope that this is coming across and making sense to you, because I don't want this video to be a rant. But it's like, bro, where you are right now, it's so important. And it's important that you understand it, especially if you're a fortunate life. You have your parents in your life, you have your grandparents, you have your family, you have a spouse, a lover, whoever it is. You know, be grateful for what you got, bro. Be grateful for what you got. Never take for granted what you got, because what you got, another man probably wants that shit. Another man probably wants exactly that. I get to wake up every single day and look at the camera and be like, wow, what a handsome young man. What a handsome young man he is. But yeah, man, it's just being grateful for where you are and the things that you have in your life. Always try to find something to be grateful for, because oftentimes there's more things to be grateful for than there is to complain about. So yeah, be grateful for shit, man. Find something to be grateful for every single day. When you find yourself complaining, unless it's something to absolutely fucking complain about, be like, yeah, I'm grateful for where I am. And honestly, I've realized that people who actually do have shit to complain about, oftentimes are like, yeah, I could complain about it, but you know, there's a lot of other shit going on, you know. So yeah, that's today's video, man. That's today's video. As always, put God first in all that you do. Seek him in all that you do. Love yourself before you love anybody else. And always remember that there is somebody out there that loves you. Because if there's nobody out there that loves you, I love you. But there is somebody out there that loves you. And that is today's video. I will see you tomorrow.